That was how we raised 1.4.
So it's baby steps rather than
Exactly.
a whole chunk. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what worked out for us. But today we're doing 17 million in pounds, and we're hoping to close and announce that around very soon.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, The Breakout Room, where we interview entrepreneurs so they can show us how they became successful, some of the challenges they faced. In the studio today, I have Idoko, who is going to tell us about his business. And what's key or interesting about his business is that he started in Nigeria and is now expanding into the UK, and he's in the tech and financial services industry. But I'll get him to tell us about his business, so keep watching.
Nice to
finally have you on my channel.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, nice to have you. So we're also neighbors as well in Nigeria.
Yeah, true.
So I wanted to find first. I've always heard about your business, Ojirehprime.
Yeah,
right? Did I get that right?
Ojirehprime.
Ojirehprime, which is on the screen there.
Yep.
So can you tell me, in a nutshell, what the business is about?
Ojirehprime is a financial technology company that operates as a digital bank in Nigeria, right? But the interesting thing about us was we didn't start as a digital bank. We started as an e-commerce business way back in 2016, expanded into the FinTech space with the launch of a reloadable prepaid card in 2018. Grew to 40,000 users of this card by the close of 2019, acquired a microfinance bank in 2020, launched our mobile app in 2022, and here we are today.
Wow, that's interesting. So
thank you.
That's interesting. Yeah, so I've always heard about it. So for me as a user, what will I benefit from using your service? Okay,
so Ojirehprime is a mobile-only banking platform, right? That we're in the UK, right? So I'll pull local comparisons here, right? That is similar to your Sterling, your MOJO, your Revolut, your Wise, and the rest, right? That offers free transfers to other banks in other bank accounts in Nigeria, right? So we don't charge our customers a transfer fee. This is we took a research and we realized that the average person spends an equivalent of say $150 equivalent on transfer fees in a year, right? So banking with us, think of it from the standpoint of we helping you save money, right? Then also we have a much more innovative approach to savings, right? On our mobile app, we have this feature called boxes. Boxes are much more innovative ways to help you save, either in bits or in block sums, and you can pay your bills and much more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. So now that you've expanded into the UK, how does your business operate here? Is it for the Nigerians here, or for also the domestic clients? How does that
Thank you very much for that. So we didn't just expand to the UK. We moved our global headquarters to the UK in January. Right, and between January and now, yes, we're still in the early phase of trying to put things together. But in real sense, we're building that global bank for African Gen Z. And we believe that we're deliberately targeting the African market in diaspora. And the reason for this for us is the data tells us that Africa would account for 25% of global population by the year 2050, meaning that 27 years from now, 1 in every 4 persons globally would be from Africa, right? Meaning that a child who is born today will be 27 years by then, or a child whose current age is 10, 20, 30, or 40 will be 37, 47, 57, and 67 years old. And to just speak to that a little bit, we're doing this because this tells us that this Africa represents the future, right? And if a continent that would account for 25% of global population in the next 27 years, I think it's just wisdom to build for that future, right? So we're doing all we can right now we best describe ourselves as positioning for the next generation, and put it at the back of your mind that we're speaking about a generation that does not think of a bank as a building. We're speaking to a generation that thinks of a bank as a mobile app on your phone, a generation that thinks differently, acts differently, that's totally different from what we know, what the 50s, the 60s, I don't mean it, you get what they think of, right? So, we feel the future belongs to Africa. It's very clear. The data is out there. It's very clear, and we're doing all we can to position ourselves for the future. And I'm always faced with this question: why the UK? I just thought I should chip in.
I was going to ask you that.
Right. I see the UK as that platform that gives us access, proximity to the continent. Right. It's one. Right. And the UK gives us the needed platform to scale. Right, as much as we want to operate within Africa, truth be told is there's that point of synergy that you need to be very proactive about, and that's what we're doing right now.
Thank you for that. Yeah, and also because you did say that diasporas as well are one of your key target audiences, and it's easier if you're actually based here to be able to tap into that. That's interesting. So I like what you've done there, because I can see that you're a visionary. You've looked ahead, you've looked at the data, and you've decided to position your business so you can take care of those who are not even born yet. Because you mentioned
absolutely.
And you're right about that. But come on now, that's a bit of a diss. I've actually got Starling. How do you have one of those bank?
Well, it means you're young at heart.
Because I love technology, so I have a Starling account.
Cool.
So because I know it works better.
Yeah,
and I just actually got back from Cairo. And I didn't even take my card with me, so I was using my phone to make all the payments. So it was truly a digital bank.
Mm-hmm.
So coming back to you, so our viewers would want to know what you've talked about, some of the inspiration. So funding this kind of a business, how did that happen? So if you look at the first iteration in Nigeria, how did you get the funding to start?
Funding it's an interesting topic, right? And starting a business is hard, right? Truth be told,
yes,
right. And for the sake of time, I really don't want to walk you through our history. Slept on the road, remained homeless, and it's a different story entirely, right?
Wow.
I remember there was a phase of my life for 6 months. You know Lagos very well, Admiralty Way. There's the place if you walk in. I was sleeping outside there.
Wow.
And guess what? I had an office, I had 3 staff, but the little resources that was coming, I had to choose between myself or the business, right? So starting in itself, it's hard. Then funding is harder.
Yeah.
You get, but funding again, I've learned that funding works hand in hand with traction, right? It's difficult to get someone to back you with his resources where you've not proven traction.
Yes.
Right? And I believe traction is not dependent on how much money you have. Traction for me is dependent on how much little effort you can make with what you really have. So if you look through our history, we've grown through being homeless, being frustrated, ejected out of the office 1, 2, 3, 4 times, moved into a coffee shop in somewhere around 2017. Then push through the whole thing till we just kept moving. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
Right? But funding for me, I took a different strategy, right? Rather than going to chase the VCs up there, currently we're at the level, yes, we can have a conversation.
That's venture capitalists.
Yeah, venture capitalists. We're on that level where, based on our results, we can have clear conversations with them.
Yes.
But to get to this point, I had to work with family and friends.
Yeah.
Right? And I figured out from my personal experience, it's easier to raise funds that are tied to milestones.
Yes.
Right? So I recall we wanted to do $1.4 million. What we did was, rather than going for a $1.4 million and having $1.4 million in the bank, we broke it into milestones.
Okay.
We knew what we wanted to do with 100,000.
Yes.
We went first for 100,000, hit the milestone, figured out how much do we need for the next milestone, 200,000. We went for it again. So that was how we raised 1.4.
So it's baby steps rather than
exactly.
a whole chunk. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what worked out for us. But today we're doing 17 million in pounds, and we're hoping to close and announce that around very soon.
Wow. So you're saying you've raised 17 million.
No, we're in the middle right
We're in
now.
the middle. Wow, isn't that great? And this is, so I want you to listen to this because this is somebody who started their business in Nigeria, and you listen to some of their journey and the things they had to do, sleeping outside and all of that just to get, you know, but you had a vision. So
Yeah, sure.
all this time, even though you were doing all of that, you knew that the future is bright.
Sure.
You're going to get what you want, and
Sure.
now you're in the midst of getting 17 million. And it's great to see things like. And
Thank you.
I need to ask this on camera. How old are you? Let the viewers know.
How old am I? I'm 38.
Exactly. So 38.
I'm 38.
You know, and you've achieved so much in your young age, man.
Thank you, man.
Well, so was it your parents? What inspired you?
Frustration.
It was frustration.
Yeah.
That you were just fed up.
You know, when your back is on the floor,
Yeah.
you have nothing to lose, right?
Yeah.
So you just feel your back is on the floor. So why don't you just make the move,
Wow,
right?
that
For
is-
me, that's what moved me.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So now you're in the UK, you have office. So tell us about your journey coming into the UK. You said what inspired you. Obviously, it's a great platform. You'll be able to reach a lot more people. So where are you based in the UK?
Okay, so we are registered in central London, but we're
Okay.
setting up a physical office in Cardiff, in Wales.
Okay, Wales.
Right,
Okay.
and our transition to the UK started with a conversation we had with the UK government via the Department of International Trade. They call that team the Global Entrepreneurship Program.
Okay.
This was in 2021.
Okay.
They gave us that acceptance later, and the support has been really massive from the government
Wow.
over here, to be
Wow.
frank with you. But even when we had that offer in 2021, we felt it was not time to move.
Okay.
Right, and the friends, colleagues that knew that you had this offer, right? Why are you not moving? One of the things I've learned in this journey is I'm brutally honest with myself.
Okay.
Right, I looked at the reality of where we were, where the business was in Nigeria at that time.
Okay.
Making a move to transit London, Lagos was a suicide mission.
Okay.
I knew if
You
I
weren't-
make that move, the business would go
You
down.
weren't ready.
Right, so I had to give it time to ensure we had hit proper stability. And
Okay.
so we've received massive support in our transition through the Department of Global Entrepreneurship Program, that Department of International Trade, and literally everything we do here, we receive that support from them. And our current fundraise, we're working closely with a subsidiary of the London Stock Exchange, Flow, and they're playing very interesting role in our race. So, give and take, the UK government has been very, very supportive.
Wow,
of
that's
our
nice to
mission.
hear that
Thank you.
they're supporting.
And we're looking to launch in November over here.
Okay.
So by then you should be able to download our mobile app and set
looking
up
forward to that.
your pounds accounts.
So would it still be the same name? Have any of them asked you to change the name?
We've never said this out in public, but I think this will be the first place I'm mentioning this.
Yeah.
We're working towards a rebrand, right, about November,
Okay.
about that same time.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're not going to tell us the name now?
No, I would. Why not?
Yeah.
If I'm saying it. So we're transiting from Ojirehprime to Prime.
Oh, just Prime.
Just Prime.
Oh, okay, that's
But
nice.
Prime with a Y, not an I.
Oh, that's excellent. I love that because
Thank you.
yeah, and I think that would change
Yeah.
everything for you. The brand, you will change everything because
Yeah.
now
Changes
it's
the
like a
whole lot
global
for
brand
us.
rather
Yeah.
than a Nigerian brand,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
you can just get out there. That's great. So I want to take you back because it's interesting to find out your story. So I want to find out, what did you study? What's your background?
Okay, so studied education,
Wow.
right? Education. Prior to this session, I was just, you now understand why I told you I love
Being a lecturer.
lecturing, right? And
Yeah.
studied education, but I think I've been a business person for literally all my life. And
Okay.
there's a part of my business drive that was inspired in truth from my parents.
Okay.
My mom was a lecturer of
Oh.
my parents are late now.
Oh.
Was a lecturer with the Kano State Polytechnic. Then
Okay.
my dad was in the aviation sector, lost his job. After some years, my mom lost her job also. And it was a large family of 7 boys, 1 girl. And there was no
Okay.
money to pay fees. And one day she stood up and said, well, I've been nursing this idea of starting the school.
Oh.
I don't have the money. we live in a 3-bedroom flat. Can we convert the parlor and 2-bedroom to a school by day and a house by night?
Okay.
And that's how she started.
Wow.
So that was really what inspired starting my own business. That before my eyes, my mom could do this, then I can also do same. And
Wow.
that was the same school I graduated from.
Oh, really?
We all went through the same school. So during the daytime, my father was my physics teacher.
Wow.
My mom was my English teacher. After school, they are daddy and mommy.
That's it.
Yeah.
I love that story.
Yep.
That story is interesting. So they taught you, and the fact that your mom started that business in the house also inspired you to start your own business, which is now a multi-million pound industry. Oh, that is great. So before we go, I just wanted to ask you, so if anybody was there now, anybody watching, thinking of, I want to start a business, what are some of the give us 3 skills that have helped you to get to where you are now that they probably would need?
This is very important because whatever I say now, you're taking very serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so three things, right? The top on my list, we've heard it, and I think we underestimate the power of having a vision. It's been so flawed that it looks like one of those motivational talks. But trust me, the beauty with having a vision, it's not the excitement of the vision. The vision is like that staying power because it's going to get rough. It's going to get rough. So that's the only thing that would keep you. That's one. Vision is very, very important. And just to buttress that a little bit,
yes,
we had a clear, we've transited our vision about 3 times between 2016 and now. And I always tell my team that my biggest assignment in the business is to point in a direction. That the day I lose that initiative, they know me with this statement, that the day I lose that initiative, everything goes down. So January this year, when we came into the UK, I knew that we had hit the goal of what we're chasing and we needed to redefine a new vision. It took me 6 months. Business was going, we're generating revenue, right? And they were wondering why this guy is up to something. What's he up to? I had to take 6 months to think through the next decade of the business. And by the 1st of June this year, I sent a mail out announcing our new vision of building a global bank for Africans Gen Z. Right? That's the power of the vision because it sets you in the right direction and puts you on track. That's the first one. The second one is look for advisors.
Mentors.
When I would rather use the word advisors, right?
Because you pay them.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Okay.
I have 3 advisors on my board, and I worked up to these 3 persons on separate occasions.
Yes.
And I knew that these were people that on a normal day I can't afford to pay.
Yes.
Right? So I approached them and told them that, see, this is what I'm building. This is my vision. This is where I'm going to. I'm not coming for your money. Don't be scared. I need your experience, but I don't have the money to pay you. Can I give you 0. this?
Okay, you give
in
them
exchange
something.
for playing. It's not about money. I just need your support. Trust me, it's one of the biggest and best investments I've received. Because I've lost count of, I want to do it this way. I just run to one of the advisors. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I want to do. And they're like, hey, don't go that way. Make it this way. Go this route. Go this route. Go this route. Right? And it worked for me.
Wow.
It worked for me. So I tell founders that have a clear vision, because if you have a clear vision, it's burning inside you. Your next step is look for the people that have the experience. Look for somebody in finance that understands financial engineering, financial structuring, how to advise you through your whole finance part. Look for another person from governance part. Look for another person from marketing, sales. Then look for that one person that can give you the introduction to anybody you want.
Network.
You get it's a done deal for you, because if you have someone that introduces you, then it means money is not a problem. The person has opened the door. It's left for you to convert it. If you have someone that takes time to look at your numbers and organizes things for you, honestly, you're good. The most important thing is that vision, clarity. Else, you're going to have those people and abuse the privilege, right? So for me, it's vision number one, advisors number two. Look for.
Okay, go on.
You want to say something?
I was going to say resilience, because from everything
for me, I think resilience. I'm careful not to mention that, right? Because I just feel if you're swallowed up in your vision, it's like a add-on that comes with it.
You think it's something you must have anyway, so it shouldn't even be
an option for
It's
me.
not an option. You must. Okay, so you don't like. So what would you rather go for?
Knowledge.
Oh, knowledge is okay. Knowledge.
Very important.
Okay.
Trust me, very important, because
is it knowledge of the industry, knowledge of the team, knowledge of the market, or just overall knowledge?
Overall knowledge, right? And by knowledge, I mean this is you have a vision, right? This is you've gotten your advisors to support you. You should be able to stand and talk in a way that the people that have gone ahead of you will take a step back and ask very deep question of, who's this guy, right? I've seen it work for me, right? So literally, you call me up anytime, 1 a.m., I'm reading. I stepped into this year, I took a decision that no day of this year would pass without me taking a course.
Wow.
So I've been taking short courses with Harvard online.
It's free now.
I've been taking short courses back to back, and honestly, for every course I wrap up, I see the impact on my business directly. So knowledge, your advisors, your vision for me are very key.
I love that, because even with me and my YouTube, if you come into my bedroom any time of the night, what am I watching on YouTube? How can I improve my channel? The lighting, the microphone.
And over time, you begin to see the impact of what you started that looks like a joke.
Last week, I went to my friend who has a YouTube as well. He has 100,000 subscribers, and he said, "Listen, your videos, let's see how we can make them better." And he took me through a crash course on CapCut, showing me how to edit. And this is part of the things you do behind the camera that people don't see. So I can relate to the knowledge. Anyway, thank you very much for having me. I would like to bring you back once you're even bigger and you've launched. When you launch, you need to come back and show us that. So I'm very happy and to have you on the show, and I'm sure our viewers have learned a lot about it. I was going to ask you about your challenges, but you've told me enough already in your story that I don't need to ask that. And you've shared the three skills: vision, being able to articulate it, knowledge, and of course having advisors, people who can help you. Like I said, we don't have enough time to make mistakes. We short circuit that by getting people who've made those mistakes, and you can learn from.
I need to tweak that. We don't have enough time to make mistakes. I need to tweak that.
We don't really. Learn from those who have made it. So thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
And so see you again next week. Take care.
Thank you, man.
Bye. And please, before we go, please share this video. Please comment. Do you like what you see?
Like.
Is there anybody else you want us to
put it on your status, on your social handles, and share it to a friend. And thank you.
And please comment. What is it you liked about this? Is there anything you're taking away from the video? Let us know. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you next time.